What's up YouTube, this is Joe from Zephyrwargames Digimon, and I'm bringing to you guys a deck profile starting with the BT21 format with Gyomon. More importantly, the Megidramon variant. So the Gyomon line did get a good amount of support within BT21, but more focusing within his Dark Evolution line being the Megidramon top end. So I'm going to take with you guys the deck build that I currently have and I'm currently playing around with. This is a very fun variant and take on the Megidra, more focusing towards a potential OTK combo, which I will explain and show to you guys at the end of the video. You could probably guess when you see the profile and cards involved how the OTK works, but for any of you who probably don't know, the combo will be at the end. So before I get into the profile, if you enjoy this, give us a like and subscribe down below. Ding that notification bell, because obviously you enjoy posting content here on YouTube. You don't want to miss out on that content, and that notification bell helps prevent that. And all the support is greatly appreciated, and thank you guys so much for doing so. So, with all that said and done, let's get into Megidramon. So starting off with the Digimons, I'm playing 4 copies of the BT12 Digimon, which adds 1,002 DP based deletion effects. I do not currently own a playset of the promo Digimon, which on delete lets you get back a Growlmon name and a Gallantmon name from trash to hand. Unfortunately, I do not own a playset of that, so I've gone for a red base egg, and I felt like Digimon with some of the text and cards that we're playing in this deck adds that thresholds that you can reach with the extra 1,000. Going into the Gyomons now, we're playing 4 copies of the new BT21 Gyomon. He can Digivolve on 0, on a Digimon, and a hero trait level 2. Obviously our Gigamon's not a hero trait, but it's still called a Digimon. He is an on-play though when you can trash a card with Gyomon, Growlmon, Gallantmon, or Megidramon instant from your hand or the hero trait, and draw 2 cards. He has an on-delete to gain a memory. Your big boy is going to be self-destructing himself at the end of an attack, so it gives you that 1 additional memory when you do so, mitigates, and maybe you can keep the turn onto your side. The trashing and drawing is great, and it's like, finally we have another good purple within the purple base builds of Gyomon that actually is a form of consistency. So we're now not only relying on Gyomon X Antibody in our purple builds to gain some additional consistency. We know what Gyomon X does, absolutely fantastic card. I do like that we now have a on delete gain a memory, and if you delete something, gain a memory. So it's just like all the memories. And then the last of the rookies, we're only playing 10, which is going to be 2 copies of EX4 Gyomon, that on play rush. When your big stack dies, you can recur a Gyomon. So having the ability to play the rush for game, you'll see in the combat, is very important. 3 copies of Growlmon X Antibody, absolutely fantastic card. When we do get to self-destruct, we do get to then spawn a Gyomon, so we can actually get multiple bodies when our big stack dies, which is absolutely fantastic. I'm taking 2 copies of the BT12 Growlmon along with 1 copy of BT19 Growlmon for our Staccato players. Because we're playing other Tamers in our deck, the BT12 Growlmon is actually better in forms of playing our Tamers, because it just says if you don't have a Staccato play one. So if we do have the non-Staccato Tamers in play, we can still just evolve into this, slap one of those Staccatos down. So in the early game, having the Growlmon, if you have 1 less Tamers, you get to play Staccato, does come in handy. One of the other reasons that I did go for more copies of BT12 is that he does give you an extra 2k on your DP, as we are a smack our opponent's face for big damage kind of deck. Having the high DP thresholds does in fact help. To run out the Growlmons, we are playing 3 copies of the EX3 Growlmon. Don't think of the on delete, is actually when digivolving. So it does inform some trashing in our deck, as if we don't delete a 3k body, we do get to trash 2 cards from both players' decks. The more important note is the inherent, where if you do, you can then, when attack, delete one of your other Digimon to gain an additional security check. So in those instances where we don't need the extra 2k DP, we can go into this Growlmon for our stack, gaining the extra security check so we can do our OTK play. Moving to level 5, we are playing 4 copies of the brand new War Growlmon. He can evolve for 3 memory on a Growlmon name. On play and when digivolving, trash 2 cards from your deck. Then this Digimon gains Raid and Retaliation until the end of your opponent's turn. Absolutely fantastic in the early game if you just need to raid, retile into something absolutely great for removing those difficult stacks. Though when attacking though once per turn, this Digimon may digivolve into a Digimon card with Megidramon or Chaos Gallantmon in its name in the hand. For every 10 cards in both players' trashes, you will get to reduce the Digivolution by 1. So this is a great way to get into your Megidramon, as they do generally have like a 4-cost Evo. So you can get into this for potentially free if you have enough cards in the trashes, but more likely you're going to probably be evolving for like 3 memory. Though he does have an on delete trash your opponent's top security card, so it does help with our progression for the OTKs. The other War Growlmon we're playing is our War Growlmon Ace. You're rarely ever going to want to have this in the stack, though you do want this in the trash, as when your Megidramon does let you play a card with a certain play cost, having the 5 costs on a level 5 means that you can jump into the next level 6 very quickly and very efficiently. He does have a nice on play to delete opponent's Digimon and then gain memory for doing so. And then he does let you increase your DP threshold by an additional 3000 if he becomes an evolution source. So really do like this card in the deck. If you don't want to play this because you don't like the overflow potential in your stacks, you can just swap this for any other War Growlmon, though we do like to have the additional flexibility. Instead of playing the War Growlmon X from the new one, we are playing the 2 copies of the old one. I do really miss playing this card, but it does synergize very well with the Megidramon as opposed to the newer one. The newer one does let you be aggressive with additional security tech twasses, but this one, giving 2 of your opponent's Digimon the condition of on delete lose a memory, means that when our Megidramon does delete itself, we can just actually gain additional memory, potentially going all the way up to level 6 for nothing, which is absolutely crazy. That's it for level 5s. We are going to level 6s in the forms of 4 copies of the new Megidramon from BT21. He is always treated as Chaos Gallantmon, so always do bear that in mind. He evolves for 4 on a Growlmon name, but that's level 5. And he has security attack +1. End of attack, though, once per turn, you just delete all Digimon. That does include your own field, so do bear that in mind if you have other bodies on the field. But more likely, your deck is whole built around doing this strategy, so you don't mind just deleting your whole field. But then on delete, you may play a 3-cost or lower Digimon card with Guilmon Growlmon in its name from your trash without paying the cost. For every 10 cards in both players' trashes, you add 2 to this effect's play cost maximum. So as we said before with the War Growlmon Ace, we just need to literally have 20 cards in the trash, and we can go from playing a level 3 to a level 5, which is absolutely insane when you think about it. Other Megidramon we're playing is just 2 copies of the EX2. This helps with our trashing, as we can, when digivolving, delete one of your opponent's Digimon 10k or less. If no Digimon is deleted, by its effect, both players trash top 5. And then on delete, you may play a Guilmon and a Takato from your hand or trash without paying the cost. Eges does always evolve for 5, but you could probably evolve into it for a little bit cheaper with the new War Growlmon from BT21. If you wanted to, you can take out one of these for a copy of the BT5 Megidramon, which just generally trashes both players' top 5 cards of the deck. And if he does get deleted, you do get to play a Gallantmon name from your trash. Big shout outs to Zar, by the way, for these amazingly cute sleeves. Love this little cute Megidramon sleeves. I was really excited for this new Megidramon, so I had to pick up these sleeves from her. So big shout outs to Zar on those sleeve design. Yes, 2 copies of EX2 Megidramon. For our 2 Gallantmon level 6s, we are playing 1 copy of the EX4 Chaos Gallantmon in your trash. You may end of your turn delete one of your Digimon with Gallantmon in its name that has evolution sources. You can play this card without paying the cost. And on play, you get to delete something 7000 DP or less for every 10 both players' trashes. Add 2000 to this DP base maximum. This does get into your trash quite easily now, and it can easily get set up to, if you have this Megidramon, you get to evolve into this, delete something, do some checks, delete it, play out this, play out a Guilmon, play out Takato, and off you go. But we are playing 1 copy of the BT13 Gallantmon. For that, another option to on-play rush your opponent for game. Gets rid of clear boards, like clears off your opponent's boards quite efficiently at times. but also I do prefer this in a Megidramon build as opposed to the new Galantmon promo, as this is based on trashing, and the Megidramon's deck styles do a lot of trashing. So building up trashes is more efficient as opposed to your opponent having a body on board when we're, you know, dark holding everyone in terms of Yu-Gi-Oh! For our level 7s, we are just playing 2 copies of the Galantmon Crimson Mode Ace. You know, OTK, or help facilitate more damaging plays for trashing opponent security. For Tamers, we are playing 2 copies of the BT19 Takato Matsuki as a mem setter, and allows your Digimon with Groundmon and Galantmon in their name when you digivolve them to gain raid and attack a player, so it helps for our Blitz for Games. And on for Blitz for Games, we are playing still 2 copies of the Blitz Takato from EX2, also generating additional memory if we do delete something. We are taking 1 copy of the BT21 Takato. This gives us a memory if your opponent has a Digimon in play. And if you do Digivolve or play a Digimon with Guilmon, Groundmon, or Ganamon, or Megidramon in its name, or the hero trait, you can give it blocker. And if you have 20 or more cards in both those trashes, give an additional 2k DP. Just trying as a one-off. I don't think it's absolutely fantastic. I think if you are playing BT5 Megidramon, it's a little bit better, as you can set up for his delete by blocking. But we are taking it as a one-off just to see how it goes. For the last of Tamers, we are playing 3 copies of Analog if we are trash-based deck, and we are a delete-based deck that also deletes ourselves. So Analog Youth is absolutely perfect in this deck. Moving on to the options to round up the deck, we are playing just 2 copies. We are playing 2 copies of the Digimon I designed. This is a brand new option for the Megidramon and Galantmon strategy. If you have a Takato in play, you can ignore this card's color requirements. For 2 memory, you can draw 1 trash one, then place it into the battle area. Then when an effect deletes a Digimon, you can delay it. One of your Digimon with Guilmon or Groundmon in its name may digivolve into a Digimon card with Groundmon or Galantmon or Megidramon in its name in the trash without paying the cost. Its security is just gaining memory and place this into the battle area. So if your Megidramon does die, he then gets to play back a body, which is, again, is very important for the War Groundmon Ace, as you can delete the Megidramon to delete your opponent's field, play out the War Groundmon Ace. War Groundmon Ace deletes something. You can then trash the card that I designed and either evolve back into the Megidramon you just lost, or you can evolve into the EX2 Megidramon, or even Chaos Galantmon or Galantmon for essentially free, which is absolutely fantastic. We are playing 2 copies of Offense Training. Most of the cards in our deck are red, and we are playing a red-based egg. And the spicy card I'm playing in my deck to help facilitate OTKs is Trinity Burst. While you have a Digimon War Groundmon, Talmon, or Rapid one in its name, you can ignore this card's card requirements. And for 8 memory, you may play a War Groundmon token, Talmon token, or a Rapidmon token, all with 6,000 DP for free. But you only play the cards that you don't have the corresponding level 5 on the field. So since we are a War Groundmon deck, we're only going to be playing a Tamon and a Rapidmon token. Then one of your Digimon gains, that's level 5, gains Alliance twice, and then it can attack. The security is that you just get to play a level 5 with War Groundmon, Tamon, Rapidmon in its name from your hand without paying the cost. So it can give you additional body if it does get hit in security. But this is the card to help facilitate our OTK, which I will also show you in a minute. So see you guys in a sec. And we're back with the combo. So as you can see, what you need for the combo, this is my opponent's security right here. All you need is a Groundmon, War Groundmon, with the EX3 Groundmon in your inherent sources. This is the most optimal way to do the combo. Obviously, it's not always going to be working out like this, but essentially this is what the build is designed upon. So you can get the feeling and understanding of how and why I picked the cards I have, and you know how the deck is designed to do. All you need is this stack here with these 2 cards in your inheritable source. With this card in your inheritable sources, you need to have a Takato mem setter from BT19 in play, and 1 copy of the Digimon I designed. Within your trash, you even need to have a Rush Guilmon within your trash, just on his own, with obviously the amount of cards in both players' trash number. Or you need to have a War Groundmon Ace with enough cards in the trash to do it, along with a Rush Galantmon from BT13, or if you have the promo, you can use that one as well. Within your hand, you need to have obviously the new Megidramon and 1 copy of Trinity Burst. And then so what we're going to do the combo, I'm just going to get out my lovely tokens so you can have some tokens. So to do the combo, we're going to have the War Ground one in play, either play already or promoted out. And then we're going to play the Trinity Burst for 8 memory. I'm not going to mess around with the memory gauge because essentially this is the only thing you're really paying for, as well as the Megidramon evolution. So with the Trinity Burst, you're going to be able to spit out 2 tokens, both a Talmon token and a Rapidmon token, as we currently control the War Ground one. War Ground one is now going to gain double alliance and is now going to be able to attack. So we're going to attack with the War Ground one using the double effect of the alliance that we've been provided. So we're going to attack both of our tokens for the alliance, giving him an additional 2 security check. From here, we're going to use the ground one inherent when attacking by deleting one of your Digimon on the field. So I'm going to delete one of the tokens here. We gain an additional security check. So now we have security attack +3 plus our additional natural checks, and now we are at 4 checks. We're going to use the effect of the War Ground one to digivolve into a Megidramon name in our hand for a -1 memory for every 10 cards in both players' trashes. Our optimal number to have is 20, so we're going to make this a -2 evolution, meaning that this now evolves for only 2 memory. So if we even had 0 memory, but we're not because we have a Takato Matsuki in play, but worst case, if we had 0 memory, this whole play costs 10 memory if we have the 20 cards in the trash. But obviously we don't, so we should be able to do this. Well, we are able to do this, not should. We are able to do this. So we're going to evolve into our Megidramon here, giving us an additional security check because he has security attack +1 natively. This is now 2 from the alliance, 1 from the Sec Plus from the Megidramon, 1 from the Sec Plus from the ground one, and his base security check. 5 checks we're going to be doing here. So 5 swings, our opponent's security, bam, 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 bam. That's 5 checks done already. 5 checks, our opponent's security, all of it's gone, end of attack, we delete every Digimon on the field. So every Digimon is now deleted, including our token. So obviously we're going to be able to pull the memory back if we have the Guilmon inherent, but none of that matters. We do though get our on delete from the War Ground one to trash another security. So why not? Let's say we're playing Setcon or a deck that likes to recover. That's another security check done. So we've done 6 checks from our opponent's security there. Now we get to play back a Digimon. So on delete, we get to play back a level 3 or lower Digimon card with a Guilmon name or Groundmon name in our trash without paying the cost. For every 10 in our both players' trashes, we get to add 2 to this play cost maximum. So we get to play back a Guilmon name with play cost of 3. So if we play back Rush Guilmon, we can on-play the Rush Guilmon, and then we'll trigger the Digimon that I designed. Guilmon is also going to be able to gain the on-play gain Rush because there's 20 cards in the trash, as we alluded to earlier. The Digimon I designed lets us digivolve into a Groundmon name since Digimons were deleted. So we're going to be able to digivolve our Guilmon into Groundmon for nothing because our stack goes to the trash. So we now have a Groundmon 100% in our trash. We can then use the Takato when our Digimon digivolves into a Groundmon or Groundmon in its name. By suspending it, he gains Raid and then gets to attack the player. He gained Rush from the Guilmon being unplayed. We get to do the final Rush swing for game since we deleted 6 of our opponent's security. But that's just one way of getting the last part for game if we played the Guilmon. If we didn't have the Rush Guilmon in play in our trash, but let's say we had, and this is why we play him, War Groundmon Ace, considering we play a play cost of 3 or less and then we add 2 for every 10 in both players' trashes, he does actually get to play down an Ace just from having the 20 that we wanted. But because we played a Digimon got deleted, we can pock the card, the Digimon that I designed, evolving our Groundmon name into a Gallant name from our trash without paying the cost. So we're just going to digivolve into the Gallant one that has Rush, whichever one that you choose. Again, I picked BT13. We can then tap the Takato again because our Digimon digivolved into Gallantmon. He gains raid and then gets to attack the player. He has Rush natively, so we get to swing. That's again our 7th check, and that also is our check for game. But that, guys, is the combo, our OTK combo. We can do 7 checks within this combo overall. 6 overall in our first initial swing, and then our 7th one per game. So, you know, if you really need to do 7 checks, with being 7th being the one to finish them off, this is the combo for you. But guys, that's both the deck profile and the combo. I hope you all enjoyed this. I'm really excited to mess around with Megidramon. Megidramon has always been one of my favorite designs Digimon, especially for the Guilmon line. And I'm really excited to be able to play a deck that actually feels like it's finally able to flourish and actually do something. It has a personality now, it has an identity, fully established, and it has the cards that I feel like to allow it to happen. But yep, that's what I have for you today. I hope you all enjoyed it with my spicy tech of the Trinity Burst. Did always want to mess around with this card. Guys, again, hope you enjoyed it. Leave a comment down below how you're playing your Megidramon deck. Are you playing Trinity Burst OTK? Are you just going for a more board control style with Megidramon? Are you trying to mix Megidramon with Chaos Gallantmon? I'd like to hear all your thoughts down below. Guys, like, comment, and subscribe. Till next time, guys, as always, stay safe. And, of course, happy dueling.